the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today is May 1st, and it is the first day of the annual hop, May I Scraplift You. Today I'm going to be scraplifting Kay's mom. I'm hoping that I am pronouncing that correctly. I will have Jennifer's social media accounts listed below for you. And this is the layout that I chose to scraplift of hers. And I'm going to kind of use the same color palette a little bit. And I'm also going to use kitty cat photos. My photos are a tad bit bigger. I am going to try to see if I can't cut these two down just a little bit more. But I've got my product. This is 49 Market's Wedgwood plus a set of freckled fawn tile letters, some 28 Lilac Lane sequins button mix that's sitting there. Other than that, the rest of it is all the 49 Market stuff. I've kind of just pulled out some things that I think that I will use on this layout. She's got some lovely acetate leaves. I do not have them in orange, and so we'll just see how this goes. I do want to mention that I am going to attempt to scraplift as many ladies on the May I Scraplift You list that I can. It may not be for the month of May. I am moving at the end of this month, and the military is set to deliver our stuff mid-June-ish. Hopefully we can do a door-to-door delivery like we have in the past. We will talk to those packers when they arrive and leave with our belongings. So I don't know when I'm going to get my scrapbook room back, and so I'm just going to do my best to scraplift as many as I can prior to the move and as many as I can after the move. My name is also on the list for this month, and I'm honored to have it there again for the second year in a row. But you know, there are some amazing creators on that list, and there's also some bonus creators on the list that are also amazing. And it's just, this will be a fun hop. I hope that you will check out everything below in the description box, and let's get started. So I did manage to trim my photos down just a little bit more without cutting out too much of my cute little kitten. Now what I'm going to do here is I am tearing off the top border, and I'm not real fond of a thick white torn layer, so I take that off. The other thing that I did, and I did this off camera, was I pulled the circle from the middle of that blue paper, and that way I could utilize the circle but still use it at the top of my layout. So I am going to trim down this torn edge because I am going to re-layer it at the top. And I do realize that I trimmed that crooked, but it turns out and looks just fine when I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece here, leaving plenty of room up at the top for tucking things. I do pull it up and leave a little bit peeking down there at the bottom. And I'm going to pull the little orange bit that I trimmed off the torn edge, and I'm going to place it down here on the bottom. Again, I know that it is crooked, but I actually really adore how this layout comes out. And so what you see me doing there is tucking that torn edge back down, and I'm going to put some glue down so that it will stay as I'm building the rest of the layout. And I do have just a tad bit of trouble trying to get it positioned, but I wanted to make sure that I got everything where I'm going. I did go ahead and matte my photos. I matted them first. The 4x6 I trimmed down a tad and I matted it, and then I matted all 3 photos onto, that's actually a cover page from the collection that I used, and I just ran out of adhesive right there, so we'll be switching to liquid glue at this point. But let's move along. I'm going to be tucking and layering the bits and pieces that I chose. I have that book print, and it's just going to stick up out of the top. I'm taking this wood grain frame, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm sticking it up out of the top, and I'm going to take a ticket, and I'm going to stick that up in there as well, just to have that little bit of orange color. And then I'm going to take another frame, and I'm going to stick it up and layer it as well. So I have quite a bit of layering going on underneath that photo mat. Now for this particular frame, I am actually going to place it right there on top of the photo. I put a label down there at the bottom for journaling, and then I'm going to stick another label up here at the top, but I forgot to scuff the edges, and I had gone through and scuffed all of the edges of everything that you see there off camera, but I forgot to scuff the edges of my labels first. So I'm going to do that, and then I started putting the leaves, leafy bits, and the title, or part of the title, over there. I have some floral bits that I'm going to add with some greenery over here on the left side, providing a little bit more layering. I loved that bit of lace that was in the collection, and I'm going to stick it up there. And I have a couple of butterflies that I'm going to add, and another set of the orange leaves. And then I'm going to build the rest of my title here. I'm going to call this Dream Little One, and that is a title I've actually used for my babies and my granddaughter sleeping, but it just goes so well with it. And I have to tell you that this little guy here, he stole this family's heart from the moment we brought him into the home. He did pick me as his human, which is kind of the intention, because my husband, if you've watched the video where we adopted him, I had found him on Craigslist and asked my husband if I could have him, and he had told me no. And then the next morning, while I was still sleeping, he brought him home. He had a change of mind overnight, and he went out real early that morning, met up with the people who had him, and brought him home. Now, he was listed as a she in the ad, and I originally named Jasper Phoebe because we were told he was a girl. But that first week before I got him out to the vet, I just knew that he was not a she. Parts didn't quite look right. It's very hard to tell the sex of kittens when they're really young. He was supposed to be 7 weeks old when we picked him up, and honestly, I think he may have been a week or two younger than that, because he was really small. And then when I got him to the vet, they said he was 7 weeks. All right, I have finished this first layout for the May I Scraplift You series for the month of May, and I'm quite happy with the way that this turned out. I used a little bit different product than Jennifer used on hers. I didn't pull out, I probably have the collection that she used. I just pulled out this collection because it's a small collection, and I just kind of wanted to cut into it and get some of it used. I adore these photos of my little kitten, and did some little journaling here. This wasn't on her original layout. I think her title was also in a different place. I did add some more butterflies, and I popped things up with foam adhesive, like these little paper sequins, just to give them a little bit more texture and depth on the layout. And that's all. So I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. Please make sure you check out that description box below. I believe that there is a playlist for May, and I will have that linked down below as well, so that you can watch everybody else's Scraplift of Jennifer and the other ladies that are going along this month. And make sure that you look at Jennifer's social media accounts and leave her some love. We all appreciate love and comments on our videos and Instagram accounts. It helps grow our channels and our accounts, and we definitely appreciate that, and we can't do that without your help. Thank you again for being here, and you have a great rest of your day. Bye.